There, guys. Hope you were all doing well today. Hope we're all good. This is a bit of times table practice, multiplication practice. I'm just back from the hub today, so if I get my words muddled or if I skip over things or that, please forgive me. It's a lot working in the hub. So today, it's a way to practice your times tables. We've done a little bit of this in my class. It's a great way to develop into a master of multiplication. Now, many of us will know our times tables. Well, at least we'll know how to count up in a number. So maybe we could count in twos, we could count in threes, count in fives. Like here we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And there's lots of different ways to practice that. Here I've got an example of a ball. Just get yourself a tennis ball, roll it back and forward to each other, roll it off a wall, bounce it on the wall. You could do it with your keepy ups. You could pass your football off a wall, whatever way you want to do it. You could do hopscotch, loads of different things to get active. Because getting active when counting is a fantastic thing to do. It's a really good way to get it in your head. However, it can get very confusing when suddenly the numbers go out of order. If I say, right, 5 times 7, 5 times 3, 5 times 9, you're suddenly thinking, oh, that's not the order I usually count it in. And it's a skill that takes time to develop, and that's absolutely fine. Some people are quicker at it than others. That's okay. That's all fine. We all learn at a different pace, and there's no bother at all. But a really good way to do this is through practicing multiplication grids. What are multiplication grids? Well, here is one. You might have seen something like this before, okay? It's a grid, go figure, eh? And it's got numbers down the side and along the top, what we would say horizontally and vertically around the outside. Now, how it works, if I identify two numbers, for example, here I've got 2 and 5, where those two numbers meet, that would tell me what the maths problem would be. So 2 and 5 meet there, which means in this box I need to write the answer to 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Now, can you figure out, you don't need to tell me what the answer would be, can you figure out what the problem would be? Sometimes we say what the sum would be. If you said 3 times 5, you're spot on. It would be 3 times 5, because that's where those two numbers meet. And 3 times 5, if you know, is 15. Now, there's lots of different ways to do this when you're doing a multiplication grid. You've got your grid there to practice, but you could draw some of these. Let me just quickly get a whiteboard and pen. Dead quick. Give me a second. So, if on the grid you were looking at a problem, I don't know, maybe it was 2 times 4. Well, I know that multiplication is repeated addition. So it's 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. So maybe I could add those up in my head. I can maybe even draw it though. 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 times 4 is 8. And if you're doing that, that's absolutely fine. If you're doing that on the side to help you get there, if it's not in your head right away, no bother at all. Another way we can do it, maybe a quicker way than that, is with an array. Now, we've got here 3 times 2 is 6. We might know that, but there is a way we can draw it to make it clearer. So 3 times 2 really means 3 groups of 2. 3 groups of 2. So that's one group of 2. 2 groups of 2. 3 groups of 2. Show it in a different way. 1 group of 2. 2 groups of 2. 3 groups of 2. Sometimes we would say, let me get my fingers right here, it was 3 by 2. I'll do that again. 3 by 2. And if you draw it, then you can just count up the dots at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you get the answer 6. So when you're doing a multiplication grid, you can use those methods. Get yourself something to draw on, be it a whiteboard, chalkboard, piece of paper, or whatever, next to the multiplication grid. And if you're doing it, work them out that way rather than try to just do it all in your head. Definitely show you're working. That really helps. So without further ado then, I've got a multiplication grid here. Here it is. You want to copy it out and give it a go? Now, just when you're copying it out, to give you a quick way to do it, okay, the quickest way I find is to do a line coming down, then a line going along. Then write your numbers along the top, 3, 2, 5, and 4. Write your numbers coming down, 2, 5, and 3. Times up here. And then, watch this. Once you've done that, you can quickly add your lines in like that. That's a really quick way to draw your grid out, okay? It shouldn't take you long at all to do it. And then, pause the video, give it a go. Grand. I'm going to trust, I was going to say something there, but I'm going to trust you pause the video and giving it a go, okay? Hopefully you used some arrays, maybe you drew it out, whatever strategy is fine with me. Grand. Do you want to see the answers? There you go. You can pause this again, mark your work. How did you get on with that times table grid there? Okay, I'm going to trust you paused it, okay? If we're getting 9 out of 12, so about 8 or 9 answers, that's really, really good going. Well done, that's good. If not, it means we might need to go back and practice our times table a little bit more, and that's absolutely fine. As I say, we all learn at our own pace. It's no bother at all. Now, if you were like, though, Mr. Richard, I got that. I got 12 out of 12. I got 9 out of 12. I got 10 out of 12. That's quite easy. I've got a harder one for you. Okay, you might have noticed those numbers only went up to 5. So, are you ready for this? Oh. Now, it still is really focusing on the 2, the 5, and the 3 times table. That's what we've done in math class. Okay, but along the top, larger numbers. So, do you want to pause this one? Give it a go. This is my pause dance I'm doing. Just gives you time to actually click on the video and pause it, so I don't spoil it by giving you the answers. Okay, so again, get it written down. If you need to use arrays, if you need to draw out the tables, that's absolutely fine with me. Are you ready to see the answers then? Okay, there you go. How did you get on? Pause the video again if you want. Mark your work. I don't know why I do this. Mark your work. I think that's meant to be ticks I'm doing. It's the sign for ticks. Grand. Okay, now again, as I'm saying, 8 or 9 out of 12 is really, really good. Okay, that's really good work. A little bit less than that, it's fine, still. Just maybe need to go back and do a wee bit more work on the 2, the 5, or the 3 times table. If you're acing it, if you're like 12 out of 12, again, Mr. Minchin, I got it. Well, my challenge to you is, can you make your own multiplication grid? Maybe you could add in a different number on the, let me get my fingers right, on the side, on the vertical side. Maybe you could add a 4 in, because then you'd be looking at the 4 times table. Wee challenge for you there. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope it was helpful. Hope it gives you a way to practice your times tables. Bye.